The Canadian Minister of Public Safety, Dominic LeBlanc, has met with leaders of the World Sikh Organisation. The WSO is a Khalistani terror group that is banned in India. The group was founded in 1984 and at founding convention, Ajay Singh Bagri, the Kanishka bombing mastermind, threatened to kill 50,000 Hindus. But that's not all. Former head of the WSO, Daljit Singh Sandhu, had praised Inderjeet Singh Rayat as a friend. Well, we all know Rayat was convicted of making the bomb that killed 329 innocent people on board the Kanishka aircraft. In fact, the WSO presidents were on the advisory board of a Punjabi weekly in Ontario when it published front pages praising the assassination of Indira Gandhi. And in 2007, WSO declared they were committed to balkanizing India by establishing Khalistan. Now, over the last week, we have seen tensions around Khalistani terror continue to grow, particularly in the wake of a controversial incident during a Nagar Kirtan procession. Well, a video circulating on social media, purportedly from the event, shows participants chanting anti-Canadian slogans. In the footage, individuals can be heard calling Canadians invaders and telling them to go back to England and Europe. While the authenticity of the video has yet to be independently verified, it has sparked renewed concern about the growing influence of pro-Khalistani groups in the country of Canada. With Trudeau's public safety minister now meeting a pro-Khalistani group, are we seeing an endorsement of the K-terror on Canadian soil? We'll talk about this with our guest. Joining us on the show is Ambassador Bhaswati Mukherjee, former diplomat. Mr. Gautam Mukherjee, senior journalist, also with us on the show. Mr. Sumit Peer, senior political commentator, joins us on the broadcast as well. Last but not the least, Mr. Surinder Singh Lali, international affairs expert, also with us on the program. All right. Ambassador Mukherjee, I'll begin with you. Well, every day we wake up, we wake up under the anticipation or the hope that, there will be a halt to this patronage, to this support which is being given to the Khalistanis. But no, it's not happening. It seems that the secret is out. Everything is out in the open. The support for Khalistanis is blatant, as well as it is sending a message to India. What is that message that the Trudeau government is trying to send to India, ma'am?
Trying to reiterate that they have completely gutted the India-Canadian bilateral relationship. The Trudeau government is demonstrating to the world that they have sold their own Canadian national interest by just accepting that to stay on in power, they need the support of this tiny marginalized group of radical Khalistanis, and that every day there's a new provocation which Trudeau accepts gladly because he knows on one hand he's on his way out, and on the other that whatever little chance he has of getting his budget passed in February depends on whether these guys decide to support him in Parliament or not. On our side, I don't think we wake up in the morning thinking that Trudeau is going to change his mind. I think the whole of India has written off Trudeau. His supporters are very few. Most people in Canada have written off Trudeau. So I think we have to just wait for the inauguration of the American president, who Trudeau had said some pretty rude things about him earlier. And I think that there is a very bad relationship between President incumbent Trump and Trudeau, since Canadian foreign policy is completely dependent upon American foreign policy. The moment Trump becomes president, there will be a change. And of course, the elections are coming there. In the meantime, we have to just stop giving extra publicity to this tiny marginal group which has no support. In many parts of the world, they may be very, very noisy, but they don't have large numbers. In India, they have no support. We just have to get on with our job, and we just have to take this provocation, ignore it, because the more we blow it up, they get what they want, which is publicity in India on national television. In my perspective, we should just stop debating Trudeau and Trudeau's Khalistani supporters. That is my opinion.
Sumit Peer, Ambassador Bhaswati Mukherjee, like always, has a valid point. Are we in fact putting fuel on this fire, which has been burning in Canada. It has not made an iota of a difference how we perceive Canada, or how things will change on the ground in India, or for that matter even in Punjab. I had a guest just a few days ago who made a very, very valid point that regardless of what's happening in Canada, it hasn't made an iota of a difference of how people feel about India or Canada at all. So it in fact is a failure. Why aren't they getting the cues? Why aren't they getting the message?
Vineet, thanks for having me on your show. Well, the message is very simple, sir. It is not an organic protest. It is not something which is natural. It is all made. It is managed. It's stage managed. What is K elements? K elements are a byproduct of the intelligence of Pakistan, ISI, and Chinese intelligence. They do have got together and made this K element, and a lot of them are believed to be Pakistani Muslims who are only disguised as Sikhs, and they come in these processions and all to make the numbers swell and liquid big. As long as you can speak Punjabi, anybody can be disguised as a Sikh and try to pretend to be a Khalistani. Now the challenge, if you look at the video, Vineet, I've seen this on the social media, I've spoken on it. Now they are saying that Canada is our country. White man, get out. Go to Europe. Niklo yahan se. Now, if Canada is your country, Canada belongs to you, good. Make Khalistan there. What is the point of saying Delhi banega Khalistan? What is the point of saying Uttaranchal banega Khalistan? Jammu banega Pakistan, Kashmir banega Pakistan. So what is your relation if you say Canada is my country, I'm a Canadian, even the white man has to get out? That is between Canada and you. I'm not getting into it. But then if that is your country, then what is your business here? What are you bothered about Delhi, Lucknow, Punjab and Calcutta? What is your thing here? That it's a thing which is created by Pakistan. And I, as always say, Vinny, these Khalistanis don't, where should we expose them? You talk about Khalistan in India and world over and whatever. But why you don't have Nankana Sahib? Why don't you have Kartarpur Sahib in your map? This is where they don't have an answer. Why you're not talking about the Pakistan? Why you're not naming the atrocities of our Sikh brothers in Pakistan? Why you're not talking about Afghanistan? Where are the Sikhs of Afghanistan disappeared? Why you're not talking that? Honestly, this is a concerted effort by these Pakistanis and Chinese put together, wherein the Hindus are made to be believed like those perpetrators who are those, what you call bigots and who keep on doing genocide. And Sikhs, unfortunately, the Sikh Panth, the brave Sikh Panth, which is the offshoot of Hinduism, are made to be seen kind and like of terrorists. I mean, that is a message, because when you see these protests, when these videos got viral, what is the image you get? Who are the two impacted parties, Hindus and Sikhs? Is there any other impacted party? No. So now the problem is that this menace has gone out of the control in Canada. And Vineet, in my opinion, if we don't call it out, look, we have young impressionable minds, 14 years, 17 years, 13 years, in India and world over. There are two audiences. Now, even with the Indian audience, you might be able to convince and tell them something, but if this broadcast goes out in English and goes to, let's say, 100,000 people or 1 million people, at least they know what is the stand. They know there's a K2 desk in Pakistan intelligence, K for Khalistan, K for Kashmir, where a few hundred people get paid every month to keep this ruckus alive. They know that in New Zealand, today a white man booted them away, saying that, what referendum are you talking about? You go back to your country. And let them know that in Canada, they're saying this is my country. Canadians, you go out, white man, go back to Europe. It's not your country. So the kind of menace which you have been manicuring with a lot of care for all these years has come back and hit you. These people are stooges of ISI in Pakistan, and they carry this disguise and what you call as a base of a Sikh, and that is what they are. I mean, actually, it's a political movement which is funded by China and Pakistan. This has to come clear. There is nothing like that in India. We are proud of our Sikh brothers. And in my opinion, there's no difference between the Hindu and Sikh, because from one mother, one brother is Hindu, another brother is Sikh. So with such a culture, and India being such a beautiful country, and we are proud of our Sikh gurus, the only thing these people are trying to do is to ferment trouble. And let me tell you, Vineet, based on my experience of going to Pakistani channels, which I have stopped now 1 or 2 years back and all, I can tell you one thing, these Pakistanis are shit scared, sorry not to use a proper word, of Sikhs. They're really, really shit scared of Sikhs. They really fright them. They're afraid of them. So they somehow wanted to break this free and wanted to kind of, have this Hindu-Sikh community divided and wanted to defame our Sikh brothers internationally. That is what the whole agenda is. Do all Sikhs mean this? No. Are all Sikhs for this? No. How many Sikhs in India have you even seen to talk of Khalistan? Not even one. That is the whole idea. If we don't talk about Vineet, The people in India we might be able to convince, but there's a big quadrille of people, impressionable minds in the world over, which we also need to send our message repeatedly. And I'm very happy these broadcasts are in English, because English is a much globally accepted language in Hindi. Hindi is still a range. So we have to call it out. They are putting your and my future generations and future generations of Lali ji and your and my future generations, they are putting us as bigots or terrorists. So if you want to tarnish me, Lali, my friend Lali ji, or you or anybody as a bigot or terrorist, we have all the rights to come up and counter them and call it a day. And we have to call that it is Canadian government who has manicured this menace with a lot of care, with a lot of food, fertilizer. कहते हैं ना खाद पानी दिया था. That is why they have come here. And if government of Canada wants, New Zealand wants, Australia wants, UK wants and America wants, they can curb it today. But as a matter of fact, Pannu is a CIA agent. Pannu has a dual citizenship of America and Canada. Everybody can find Pannu, but the CIA cannot find him, FBI cannot find him. That talks about the politics of it. Let's not look at the cause, what that preventing as a cause. Look at what is the effect. The effect is to defame India, the effect is to break Hindu security. The talk here is a political patronage, what these countries and their governments are giving them and constantly giving them and ignoring them. Then what is the point of referendum? What is this point of this business happening? We have to talk about them, and beyond a point, after talking, we have to also get into action mode, where we should organize similar conferences in India. We should have similar debates in India about this Quebec referendum, about a lot of Wales and so many things, and call them here and let's have debate about them. Why does Kashmir become the hottest topic town in the whole world? Bhai, दुनिया में और कोई समस्या खत्म हो गई. Why you all want to talk about independence of Kashmir? Don't you have any other topic? Why don't you talk about Leicester? Why don't you talk about POJK? Why don't you talk about atrocities against Sikhs in Pakistan and Afghanistan? Why you're not talking about the ethnic cleansing of Hindus world over? Why you're not talking about that? Why you're not talking about the kind of massacres? We have Jallianwala Bagh, we have the Great Bengal famine, and so many things which these people have done to us. And let me remind Canadians, what about those mass graves wherein you find 2,000 kids, 5,000 kids in one mass grave? That is what you did to the natives. You run these re-engineering camps for 100 years. And 30th September, now you are kind of declared a holiday to remember that, but you run the Holocaust and those re-engineering camps for 100 years. That is your reality. If you want to talk this, if you want to bring up Kashmir, we should bring everything and let the world know what their reality is. If we have gone politically solo, let you go down this down, but don't use us as your pawns or your chessboard to settle your political scores. That's my point I'm making.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.